Weak men don't realize they are being ignored until it's too late. People stop respecting their opinions, stop valuing their presence, and slowly stop taking them seriously. Not because the world is unfair, but because weakness leaks through behavior. The way you react, seek approval, handle pressure, and control emotions silently tells people how to treat you. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that humans naturally respect strength and unconsciously ignore weakness. And in this video, I'll break down the dark psychological laws that separate respected men from invisible ones. But don't skip the final law, because that one silently destroys more men than they realize. The fastest way to lose respect is to need it desperately. Weak men constantly seek approval before speaking, posting, or making decisions. They want everyone to like them, and that desperation silently destroys presence. Look at real life. In every friend group, there's usually one guy who changes his personality depending on who he's with. Around one group, he acts tough. Around another, he acts overly nice. And around attractive people, he suddenly becomes nervous and fake. People may laugh with him, but deep respect never grows. Because humans naturally respect certainty more than neediness. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that people respect those who can stand alone psychologically. Men who don't panic when someone dislikes them. Weak men fear rejection so much that they start agreeing with everyone just to avoid conflict, and people subconsciously feel that insecurity immediately. That's why approval seekers often get ignored socially and emotionally. Powerful men understand one thing. If your mood depends on validation, then other people control you. Real confidence appears when you stop needing constant reassurance. You stay calm, stable, and emotionally controlled, even when people disagree with you. Listen, the more approval you seek, the less respect you receive. Weak men believe constant talking creates importance. In reality, it usually exposes insecurity. The more a man feels the need to explain himself non-stop, the less powerful he appears. Look at real life. In arguments, weak men rush to defend every accusation, explain every action, and prove themselves emotionally. But calm men stay controlled. They speak slowly, choose words carefully, and never look desperate to be understood. And strangely, those quiet men often command more respect in the room. Why? Because silence creates psychological weight. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that power grows when people cannot fully predict your thoughts. But weak men reveal everything immediately. Their plans, emotions, insecurities, frustrations, non-stop talking exposes all of it. And once people fully read you, mystery disappears. That's why people who overshare often lose influence socially. Even in friendships, the person constantly seeking attention through non-stop talking slowly becomes exhausting to be around. Powerful men understand something dangerous. The less you react emotionally, the more control you keep. Silence forces people to observe you more carefully. It creates tension naturally. That doesn't mean becoming mute or emotionless. It means speaking with purpose instead of speaking for validation. Because controlled words carry more power than endless noise. End line. Weak men try to fill silence. Powerful men use silence to control the room. One of the clearest signs of weakness is emotional reactivity. Weak men let small things control their emotions constantly. One insult ruins their mood. One rejection destroys confidence. One disrespectful comment triggers anger instantly. And people silently notice that lack of control. Look at real life. In every workplace, friend group, or relationship, there's usually one person who reacts emotionally to everything. He argues immediately, gets defensive fast, posts emotional stories online, or tries desperately to prove he's unaffected. But instead of looking strong, he looks emotionally unstable. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that the person who controls his emotions controls the situation, because emotional reactions give power away. The moment someone can predict your anger, insecurity, or frustration, they can manipulate you easily. That's why calm people often appear more intimidating without doing much at all. Their face stays controlled under pressure. Their voice stays steady during conflict, and that emotional discipline creates psychological power naturally. Powerful men understand something dangerous. Not every attack deserves a reaction. Sometimes silence creates more pressure than anger ever could. Weak men react instantly because they need to defend ego constantly. Strong men observe first, stay calm, and choose responses carefully. Because emotional control is not suppression, it's discipline. Listen, the man who controls his emotions controls the room. Weak men become uncomfortable the moment silence appears. They rush to fill every quiet moment with unnecessary talking, nervous laughter, or random explanations. Because silence exposes insecurity. Look at real life. In conversations, weak men often panic when nobody responds immediately. They start over-explaining, talking faster, or trying harder to keep attention alive. But powerful people stay calm even in silence. They don't fear pauses. They let people think, and strangely, that calmness creates more psychological pressure than non-stop talking ever could. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that silence creates mystery, and mystery creates power. Because when people cannot fully read your thoughts, they start analyzing you more carefully. That's why calm men often appear more confident, intelligent, and dominant without saying much. Weak men expose their entire emotional state immediately. If they're nervous, everyone feels it. If they're desperate for attention, everyone notices it. But emotionally controlled men understand something dangerous. Silence forces other people to reveal themselves first. In arguments, negotiations, relationships, and social situations, the person most comfortable with silence usually controls the interaction. Because silence creates tension, and tension creates authority. Weak men fear silence because they fear being judged. Strong men use silence as a weapon. Listen, the man who fears silence fears his own lack of control. Weak men tolerate disrespect because they fear losing people. They say yes when they want to say no, accept behavior that annoys them, and stay quiet just to avoid conflict. At first they think this makes them likable, but over time people stop respecting them completely. Look at real life. In friendships, workplaces, and relationships, there's always someone everyone keeps using. People cancel plans on him last minute, dump responsibilities on him, disrespect his time, and ignore his opinions because they know he won't push back. And the dangerous part is this: every time a man tolerates disrespect silently, people subconsciously lower his value even more. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that people naturally test limits. If you never defend your boundaries, others slowly assume you have none. Weak men confuse niceness with weakness, but powerful men understand that respect requires standards. They stay calm, but they don't tolerate constant disrespect for the sake of approval. And strangely, people often respect them more because of it, because boundaries create psychological value. The man who protects his time, energy, and self-respect appears more grounded and emotionally stable. Weak men fear confrontation because they fear rejection. Strong men understand something dangerous. Avoiding conflict today often creates bigger disrespect tomorrow. Listen, if you tolerate everything, people eventually value you less. Weak men panic when they are not being noticed. They constantly seek validation through messages, social media, approval, and non-stop presence. If attention disappears for a moment, insecurity immediately appears. Look at real life. Some men cannot stay alone quietly for even a few hours. They keep checking who viewed their story, who replied, who liked their post, or why someone suddenly became distant. And the more desperately they chase attention, the less valuable they appear. Because humans naturally value rarity more than constant availability. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that controlled absence creates psychological power. Powerful men are not constantly trying to force themselves into everyone's attention. They stay focused on their own purpose, and that independence creates mystery naturally. Weak men, however, become emotionally dependent on being noticed. They reply instantly to everything, overshare constantly, and try too hard to stay relevant socially. But overexposure destroys value. Think about it. People often respect the calm person who disappears quietly more than the person constantly demanding attention every day. Because scarcity creates curiosity. Powerful men understand something dangerous. If people know they always have access to you, your presence loses impact. That's why emotionally grounded men don't fear distance, silence, or temporary absence. Listen, the more desperately you seek attention, the less important you become.